So we're gonna use a bed pillow, and we're gonna use a yoga block. And if you're working from the YouTube channel later and you don't have a yoga block specifically handy, you can use a thick hard-covered book that you don't mind placing your feet on. So that's what we'll need for in the world of props today. And if you can, just place your pillow off to one side. We're going to start in actually a standing position just to kind of move our hips a little bit before we sit down. So put yourself so that either you can place your hand on the chair if that feels like a good support system, or stand just beside your chair and then start to find a nice little rock the baby sway. Let your hands kind of hang nice and heavy at your sides, just feet about hip or shoulder distance apart, putting your weight into one foot and then into the other, and let your knees bend, let your hips slightly move with you, and then only if it feels comfortable to do so here, close your eyes down. If it feels better to keep your eyes open, do that. Keep this motion going as best you can, and then if you can, just kind of tune in and start to notice the rhythm of your breath. Take one more little sway side to side, and then we're going to stagger our stance just slightly. So one foot slightly forward, one foot slightly back, and then we're going to hands on the hips, nice generous circles of the hips. So you circle them as big and as groovy as you like, but just give a little time to let your hips find a little bit of lubricated motion. Notice how your hips are feeling. Then you get a little bit of movement down in your knees and your ankles. So kind of tune in and notice how are your knees feeling? How are your ankles feeling? Keep that foot forward, but take your circles and go the other way. And all of this movement here can be done with your hand on the chair. So if a little bit of support feels like the way to go, do what you need to do. And then when you're ready, we're going to switch our staggered stance. So switching stance, one foot forward, one foot back. And then once you're there, come back to those nice generous circles, circling in a way that feels good, and then kind of tuning in. How's your back feeling? How are your shoulders feeling? One more circle around in this direction, and then keep that foot forward, but circle your hips the other way. Nice. One more circle around here. And then when you're ready, we're going to come down onto our seat. But if you can, place your block so that it's down on the floor so that your feet can pop up onto your block. So we want to just set our block in the lowest setting, lowest, widest setting, if that's available. Settle your feet onto your block. So it's going to maybe give a slightly elevated position of the knees. But if you're super short, it might actually just bring your knees to a level position. So if you notice that it's just bringing your knees to a level position, then you might prefer to always have that block under your feet for certain seated positions. But just for right now, lean back into your seat, get nice and comfortable, make sure your feet feel good and supported on the block. Let your hands rest wherever feels the most comfortable, and just take a few nice deep breaths here. Take a moment to just notice how your body is feeling physically this morning. There's no right or wrong, but just notice. Take a moment to tune in and assess where your mind is at this morning. There's no right or wrong, but just notice. And then take a moment here to tune in and notice the quality of your breath. Keeping your feet on the block if you can, keeping the softer position with the body, and even keeping your eyes closed down if you can. We're just going to give our toes a little wiggle, or twinkle your toes. So just kind of move them and wiggle them around in an organic way. No, nothing prescribed, nothing specific, just kind of wiggle your toes. Maybe even notice and feel the texture of the block underneath your feet. Give your feet one more little wiggle, and then we're going to move gently into the toes. So as you inhale, you're just going to lift your toes up and let your toes spread as wide as they can. And then exhale, drop your toes down like you're trying to reach your toes past the edge of your block. Inhale and lift your toes up and spread your toes as wide as you can. And then exhale, drop your toes down and reach your toes past the edge of the block if you can. Inhale, lift your toes up. Exhale and reach your toes down. Nice. And then find a neutral position with your toes, and you're just going to step your feet off the sides of your block. So now feet are going to be on the ground, and then just tune in and notice that just that little change in the hip crease area as you set your feet down, and then bring your back away from the back of the chair and sit up nice and tall. Once you found that tall position, bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Take a moment here to set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice. Never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. Great. And then with that intention set, open your eyes. And then if your pillow is just somewhere that it's going to get a little bit in your way for the first part of our practice, just scooch it off and out to the side. We're going to find a little bit of a seated mountain pose, but with your block down on the floor. And then you might choose to vary the width. So you might go with the medium size setting or the wide size setting, just kind of depending on the variations of your proportions of your body. So make sure this feels good. You don't feel like things are being kicked out of place in your alignment, whatever that means to you. But the block is between the feet, arms down at your sides. Find that nice seated mountain pose here. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Keep that connection, or that feeling of connection, to the block on the floor. Inhale, raise your arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. One more time, just like that. Feel your feet connected to the block. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. And now we're going to go a little bit further with it. Inhale, arms up and look up. And as we exhale, we're going to fold. So lift your heart, dive your heart forward. And now we're going to grab hold of the block. So you're going to grab the block and then put a little pressure between the ends of the block. Push into it with your palms, lengthen through your spine. Strongly lift that block up and overhead. And then once you've got that block overhead, we're going to push into the block and we're going to bring it back to chest height. So we're going to push into the ends of the block. So you're going to feel your armpit chest muscles kick on, push into the block and raise your arms up and overhead just as high as they like to go. Push into the block, lower it down. Push into the block and raise your arms up. Beautiful. One more time. Push into the block, lower it down. Push into the block, raise it up and overhead, and then we're going to hold onto the block with one hand, bring it down towards the ground, and then take it into a nice, generous side bend. If that goes too far for you, you always have the option to lift off and hold onto the chair, but whatever version of a side bend feels good. And then think about drawing that top thumb back, look up towards the sky, keep your hand on your block, and that top hand is going to round and reach forward like you're reaching for something across the room. Pull the top thumb back, look up towards the ceiling. Round and reach forward like you're reaching for something across the room. Pull the top thumb back, look up. Round and reach forward. And then this time as we come back up, we're going to take the hand with the block and bring it up with. So both hands are going to meet up and overhead. One little push into the ends of the block, lower it to chest height. Push into the block, raise it up and overhead. And we're going to take it over to the other side. So release your hands, hold on to that block, take it down alongside you. Find the ground and then take it into your side bend. Beautiful. And then once you feel like you found a good side bend that feels good to you, take that top hand, round and reach forward. Pull that top thumb back, look up towards the ceiling. Round and reach forward. Pull the top thumb back. Round and reach forward. Pull the top thumb back, strong side body, strong legs, lift up, take that block with you, bring it up and overhead, press between the ends of the block, bring it to chest height. Press and bring it up overhead, and then with your arms up and overhead, if you can, scoot your butt forward in your chair so that you have plenty of room underneath your thighs. And now we're going to start to pass the block in a figure 8 pattern underneath the legs. So legs are going to lift up. We're going to pass that block underneath. We're going to start to tune in to how much space the block takes up compared to your body. Where does that block land in your hands? And then once you feel like you've got a good sense of the block in connection to your body, if you can, close your eyes down here and keep that pass going. Nice. Take one more pass of the block through. And then with both feet on the ground, we're going to keep legs fairly together and pass underneath both legs. So that means you're going to hinge forward just a little bit, bring your heart forward, pass the block underneath. Once you feel like you've got that going down and you have a good sense of where you are compared to the block, maybe close your eyes down and keep that pass going. Beautiful. One more pass through, and then see if you can reverse directions without opening your eyes. Nice. One more pass through, and then we're going to place that block back down on the ground. So place it down in front of your toes, long ways if you can find that. And we're going to place the toes and the balls of the feet up on the edge of the block. So we're just going to kind of prop our feet up. And then once you've got your feet propped up, inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Fold down towards your feet. How far you fold, that's going to just feel whatever feels the best to your body. Inhale to a halfway fold. Exhale to soften down, and then we're going to press firm into the heels, push into the floor, inhale, arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, beautiful. Push into the heels, nice and anchored into the ground. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. One more time through here. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, push firm into your heels, anchor into your sits bones. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Nice. And then step your feet off so the balls of the feet and the toes are off the block, and you might choose to just kind of move it forward so that it's a little bit out of your way so you have room to take it deeper into that flow. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, right hand over to the left shin, left hand reaches for a twist. Release that hand down, slide up the shin, bring the knee towards the chest, give a light little squeeze. And then release, find your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left hand over to the right shin, right hand reaches up. Beautiful, release that hand down, slide up the shin, bring the knee to the chest, give a light little squeeze. Nice, and then release that foot down to the ground, come back to mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, soften down. Right hand over to the left shin, left hand reaches to the sky. Stay there for one extra cycle of breath. Awesome, and then release that hand down. Slide up the shin, bring the knee to the chest, bring your nose to your knee. Lift your nose away from your knee, hold onto that knee, swing it out nice and wide, and bring it back to center. Swing it out nice and wide, bring it back to center. Swing it out nice and wide, bring it back to center. And this time, swing it out, hold it there, circle your foot in one direction. Circle your foot the other way. Excellent, bring it back into center, set it down, find your mountain pose again. Nice, inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left hand over to the right shin, right hand reaches up to the sky. Stay there for one extra cycle of breath. Awesome. And then when you're ready, float that hand down, slide up the shin, bring the knee to the chest, bring your nose to your knee. Release your nose from your knee, hold on to that knee, swing it out to the side, bring it back in, swing it out to the side, bring it back in, swing it out to the side, bring it back in, swing it out to the side, hold it there, circle your foot in one direction, circle your foot the other way. Awesome. And then bring it back in, set it down, find your mountain pose again. And then pause in your mountain pose just for a second. Feel your feet nice and gently anchored down into the floor. So almost as if you're pushing gently downward into your feet. And then with that downward push into the feet, can you push upward into the crown of your head? So see if you can find that nice opposite push and lift. And then just notice the back of your body, notice your breath in this nice strong mountain pose. If it helps you find it, close your eyes down. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. When you're ready, open your eyes. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold, but now we're going to exhale and soften down, and then grab your block and you're going to place it to the inside of your right ankle. So you're going to place it low facing, long setting. So length of the foot on the lowest setting. And then as you come back up, we're going to take the left leg, bring it across into an external rotation. So the blade edge of your left foot is going to be on the block. The knee is going to rotate out. And then once you found your way there, lean your heart forward just a little bit. Come back up nice and strong. Help that leg come back in, lift it up and off, step it alongside the block, and we're going to pick the other leg up. Blade edge of the foot is going to find the block. Knee is going to externally rotate. Once you found your way there, lean your heart forward. And then come back up nice and slow and controlled. Nice. Step that foot off. Now we're going to reach down, flip the block up to the medium setting up against the right side of the ankle. Lift the left leg up. Blade edge of the foot's going to be on the block. Externally rotate the knee. Once you found your way there, lean your heart forward. Come back up nice and strong. Help lift that leg up and off. And now we're going to reach down, move the block over and across. So it's going to plant up against the other ankle. Lift your leg, blade edge of the foot on the block, knee externally rotated. Once you found your way there, lean your heart forward. And then lift yourself back up. Beautiful. Help that leg come off, step it off. Now we're going to move it over and across, but now at the tallest setting. So you're going to flip it to the tallest height. Pick that leg up, find the external rotation. So blade edge of the foot on, knee drops out to the side. Nice tall position of the spine. Lean your heart forward just as far as feels good. Come back up nice and slow and controlled. Help lift that leg up and off, pass the block over to the other side. Leg comes on, blade edge of the foot on, knee externally rotated. Once you're there, lean your heart forward. Come back up nice and strong. Help that leg come up and off. Move your block out of the way, or if any of those configurations felt like a better figure four to you, that's where you're going to land. But we're going to pick up the left leg, grab the heel, take a couple little ins and outs of that leg, just moving into the hip socket just a little bit. And then once you feel like you found a little bit of movement there, bring it across for that big figure four, across the thigh. Once you're there, lean your heart forward just as far as feels good. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Lift up through the top of your head. Let your heart follow. Help that leg lift up and off. And then we're going to pick up the other leg. So we're going to let our hands do a lot of the work here. Find that little bit of external rotation, bringing it in and out. Nice. And then when you're ready, bring it into that figure four across the thigh. If that feels good, lean your heart forward just as far as feels nice to you. Awesome. Lift up through the top of your head. Let your heart follow. Gently lift that leg up and off. Set it down. And now we're going to grab our pillow and we're going to place the pillow just across the thigh. So place it in a way that feels good. Just to start, bring your elbows and forearms onto the pillow. Fan your fingers out nice and wide. So we're going to push gently down into the palms and into the forearms. So press your arms down into your pillow. Find this nice tall posture. And then we're going to keep that nice position with the arms, gently pressing down into the pillow. And we're going to focus on our little chin tuck. So like you're making a little double chin, you're going to pull the chin down and back, hold it for a second, and then release. Arms are going to still stay active, pressing into the pillow. Tuck your chin, hold it for a moment, and then release. Do that one more time. Keep your arms pressing down, tuck your chin, hold it for a moment, and then release. Soften up your arms, soften up your elbows, twinkle your fingers, and keeping your hands restful on the pillow, tick-tock your head gently side to side. One more tick-tock of the head gently side to side, and then as your head comes back to center, it's going to be turn of the head side to side like you're looking over your shoulder. Beautiful. One more turn of the head side to side. And then as your head comes back to center, now we're going to fold over our pillow. So that means you might rearrange anything that feels like it's not in a good place. So you're going to get that pillow tucked up nice and close against your hip crease. You're going to fold yourself over, and then you're going to let your arms hang wherever feels the most comfortable. That might be out at the sides. That might be over the front edge of your pillow. But see if you can get this pillows to support your abdomen and your chest and your torso a little bit. Soften over that position. And then see if you can just tune in and notice the rhythm of your breath here. We're here for a few more cycles of breath. If at any point this becomes uncomfortable and it's not a good position for your body, you always have the option to come out. But if it feels okay to be here, take a few more cycles of breath. From this position, we're going to come up to sort of a halfway mark. So we're going to walk the hands in so the elbows and forearms come back onto your stack of pillows. Fan your fingers nice and wide. And then we're going to bring a little bit of action into the triceps. So those muscles in the backs of your upper arm. Press firm into your hands. Lift your chest, but see if you can let your arms do most of the heavy lifting. Think cobra pose, but with the triceps engaging. And then lower your chest just over the pillows slowly and mindfully. Spread your fingers, press into your arms, let the backs of your arms kick on and help lift the chest, and then lower back down. Beautiful. And then we're going to do that one more time. And now we're going to take it into a little bit of a deeper cobra. So spread the fingers, push into the arms, let the backs of your arms kick on. But then as you kick up and forward, press your heart forward, squeeze between the shoulder blades, get a little arch in the back, lift your chin just slightly. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Take one more inhalation. And then as you exhale, soften over the pillow just so that you can relax your shoulder blades, relax your muscles, and then draw the abdominal muscles in, roll yourself on up and away from that pillow. And now we're going to place the pillow down on the floor so that we can settle our feet onto the pillow. So put the pillow just so that you could scoot your butt back, and then your feet can rest comfortably on the pillow, and see how that feels. And then if that's not a good position for you, then you'll rearrange and make sure everything feels good. But if it feels okay to be there, let your body kind of settle back into the chair, make sure everything feels comfortable. If all feels all right, close your eyes down and just allow your breath to come in and out without any forced effort. You always have the option to stay in your Shavasana just as long as you like. But if you feel ready to do so, or if your day requires it, start to gently reawaken, keeping your feet on the pillow if you can. Start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, invite a little gentle movement in. Maybe even notice the cushioniness or the texture of the pillow underneath your feet, that little subtle variation compared to your feet on the floor. Awesome. And then we're going to bring a light little flex into the feet, and we're going to just kind of walk the butt just so that you can feel the chair supported underneath you. But now can you lift your back away from the chair? We're going to fold forward. So you're going to fold forward to the depth that feels right to you. Feet are going to stay on the pillow, a light flex in the feet, a nice bit of bend in the knees. Lean your heart forward just as far as feels good. Make sure you feel stable and steady in your chair. And then if it's available, you're going to touch down to your toes. Let your head soften. Take a nice full inhalation. Nice slow exhalation. Lovely. And then walk your hands up your shins, up your thighs. And we're going to step the feet onto the pillow again, but rearranging so that the toes and the balls of the feet are on the pillow, which might mean you need to just move your pillow just so that you feel that little bit of tension through the front of the shins. And then once you feel like you found your way there, we're going to softly fold again. So just bring your heart forward to a depth that feels good to you. If it feels nice, let your hands slide down, touch your toes. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then walk your hands back up, find your knees, find your thighs, gently walk yourself up, and then just scooch that pillow forward so that both feet land nice and solid on the ground. And then once you've found that nice solidness on the ground, just take a second, kind of wriggle out your shoulders, find that nice upright position with the spine. Awesome. And now we're going to take our fingertips and we're going to do a little bit of a splits with the fingers. So we're going to get our fingers so the fingertips touch, and then you're just going to push gently into the fingertips so it creates a little bit of a spread of the fingers, and hopefully you feel a little gentle stretch into the webby position of the hands. So push gently into the fingers so your fingers do the splits. Take a nice full breath in. Slow breath out. And then release that pressure between the fingertips. Give your hands a gentle shake, wiggle your fingers a little bit. And then whichever hand is your favorite, we're going to do the splits, but right at those 11. So that little space right between the eyebrows or your third eye center, we're going to put the fingers just outside of the 11s, those two little lines that might run down that third eye center space, just alongside of them, and then push outwards. So like you're trying to push your eyebrows away from each other. Once you've got that gentle pushing outward sensation, you're going to relax your eyebrows, close your eyes down, soften the space between your eyes best you can, even though your fingers are pushing outward. Take a nice full breath in. Slow breath out. Take about 3 more cycles of breath here. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, you're just going to gently lift your hand away from your fingertips. And now both hands are going to come in right to that third eye center. 4 fingers on, gently press into the fingertips, press and drag the hands out towards the temples. And then once you hit the temples, lift up, bring it back to center. Gently press into the fingertips, press in, drag the fingers out to the temples, lift up, and then bring it back in one more time. Fingertips to the center, press in, drag the fingers out to the temples. And then when you're ready, release your hands to your heart center. Close your eyes down. Notice your eyes, notice your forehead, notice your cheekbones. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. Breathe in a little extra love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everyone you see. And then when you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Wednesday.